Trains and airports around the world are the new releases in the simulation world as we here at the NovaWrap are making our grand return. Hi there folks, my name is NovaWing24 and welcome back to the NovaWrap, your one-stop location for your simulation release news and goings on from the week that was. Yes it is, I know it has been a year since we've been here, but we are back here to deliver you the latest summary of all the new releases in the simulation world. And we're going to kickstart this new year with releases starting off with X-Plane 12. First cab off the rank is the release from Thai Models of their rendition of Manchester International Airport in the United Kingdom. So Manchester is the third busiest airport in the United Kingdom, which honestly I did not realise. And this release for X-Plane 12 comes to us with a highly accurate rendition of the airport layout as it appeared in 2019, with all airport buildings modelled. Includes full support for SAM animations along their jetways, as well as completed autogen for not only the airport but also the surrounding area. Also supports ground traffic plugins, as well as the dynamic weather functions of X-Plane 12. Now for this release, the team over at Thai Models, not only have they included support for X-Plane 12, but they've also included the ability for you, if you are still flying an X-Plane 11, you actually get the X-Plane 11 compatible version included with your purchase price. So if you're still on the fence about X-Plane 12 and still sticking with X-Plane 11, then you get to experience the airport in both of your sims. And if you wanted to pick this one up and add this one to your collection, you can pick this one up for $27 or your original equivalent, available now from xplane.org. Continuing on with airport releases for X-Plane 12, this week the team over at Nimbus Simulations released their rendition of John F. Kennedy International Airport in New York. So this is New York's largest international airport and considered by many to be the gateway to the US for those coming across the pond from Europe. Includes all airport buildings in high detail 3D, including full support and full 3D interior modeling of all major terminals. Full support with dynamic lighting support, as well as they particularly call out their night lighting. Full support for X-Plane 12's dynamic weather system, as well as support for 3D native X-Plane 12 trees. Native X-Plane ground traffic, as well as the implementation of X-Plane 12's custom jetway system. Provides highly detailed tarmac textures. From the screenshots, I have to admit, not that I'm a huge X-Plane flyer, but I have to admit, looking at this one, that seeing the dynamic weather in X-Plane is pretty damn cool. So if you want to add this one to your collection, you can pick this one up for $30 or your original equivalent, available now from xplane.org. Rounding out the X-Plane 12 release news this week from developer WDF Avia, I saw this week the release of their edition of Phuket International in Thailand. So again, this covers the entire airport area with all airport buildings model, including interior modeling of the international and domestic terminals. Includes rendition of all major airport buildings, as I said before, plus buildings outside and around the airport terminal to give that bit of immersion to your simulation experience. Includes AutoGate for X-Plane 12, as well as animations of various ground traffic on the airport apron. But one of the interesting things and cool things that I like reading about this add-on is the fact that not only do they include the airport, it also includes free Ortho X4XP scenery for the surrounding area, as well as OSM and mesh files for the nearby mountains, which of course is one of the things fairly unique or fairly memorable about any approaches into Phuket for anybody who's flown in there either in real life or virtually. And overall, looking at the textures, they look pretty damn good inside the airport perimeter. If you want to add this one to your collection, you can pick this one up for $22 or your original equivalent, available now from Sim Market. Moving away from X-Plane 12 now, moving into the world of Microsoft Flight Simulator. So this week there are two airport releases for that sim. The first cab off the rank, we saw the release of Mainbullau, which is by developer Spinoza, which is a small airport in Germany. And this is a small GA airfield. Originally, it was primarily operating gliders and ultralight aircraft, but is also the home for adrenaline junkies wanting to jump out of perfectly serviceable airplanes. Why you would want to do that, I still don't understand. But for those of you who do, then this is an airport that you may already know of, at least if you're in Germany. And if you want to recreate being one of those pilots that take those restless daredevils up to the skies, you absolutely can. Overall, not a lot of information from the developer about this airport, but looking at the screenshots, I'm fairly impressed by how they've managed to blend it into the photoreal scenery that is part of the default of the sim. The airport textures and everything looks pretty good, and I have to say, it rivals some of the Orbix releases that I've actually reviewed lately. So yeah, I'm thinking that looks pretty good. So if you want to add this one to your collection, you can pick this one up for $16 or your original equivalent, available now from Sim Market. In the other Microsoft Flight Simulator airport release this week, saw the release of Noshahr Airport from developer Fun of Flying. So Noshahr is an airport in Iran, which is one of the port cities in northern Iran and a home of tourism for the area. Again, from this developer, like no real information about the add-on, but from what I can tell from looking at the screenshots, the airport modeling looks pretty good. Text use bit of repetitive, but overall looking not too bad. However, I did see really much. The screenshots don't really cover anything about how it blends into the surrounding terrain or the airport ground poly, so I'd have to reserve judgment on that. But the detritus and the things of the custom scenery elements look pretty good. So overall, looking not too bad. If you're looking for somewhere different to fly, this definitely could be on your radar. You can pick this one up for $12 or your original equivalent, available now on Sim Market. Moving out of Microsoft Flight Simulator and moving into part of me really still wants to call this Legacy Sims, but I can't really 100% call it Legacy Sims because we do have Prepared V6 now. But the team over at Sierra Sim Simulations this week released their edition of Harrisburg International Airport in Pennsylvania for Prepared versions 4 through 6. So it doesn't matter which of the 64-bit versions of Prepared that you fly in, this airport will have you covered. Now, this includes full support for ground photoreal textures on the ground, along with custom autogen placed upon said photoreal imagery. It includes all airport buildings modeled, a variety of animated objects located in and around the airport to bring your airport to life, as well as full support for SODE, including the support of their jetways, puddles systems, 3D grass, taxiway 3D lights, and dynamic night lighting. I don't know why I call that out, because that's really just an accepted thing these days. Look, I have to say that maybe it's just because I've been spoiled by Microsoft Flight Simulator, but the photoreal imagery just doesn't really look quite as good in Prepared. It really doesn't. But anyway, it does support the dynamic weather systems in Prepared as well. So if you're still flying in Prepared and you're wanting to add this international airport to your collection, you pick this one up for $19 or your original equivalent, available now from Sim Market. Moving out of the flight simulation world now and moving into the world of trains. This week saw the release for Train Sim World 4, the release of their Berninalinie. I'm going to butcher this, I know I am. Berninalinie, Tirano to Bernina route. I have absolutely butchered that. I know that. Anyway, so first thing I want to point out is that I have been obviously not doing the NovaWrap for a very long time. So long, in fact, that I didn't even know there was a Train Sim World 4. So I really have been out of this for a while. Anyway, beyond that, this route is a narrow gauge railway route going through the Alps. So this is part of a cross-border peaks of Switzerland and going into Italy. So you can really sort of, rack up some international track miles here doing this one. And it's the first time that Italy apparently has appeared in Train Sim World. So admittedly, it's only a little bit of Italy, but you get that. Cool. So this gives a highly detailed rendition of 38 kilometers of track going through from Switzerland into northern Italy, as well as a reproduction of the RHB ABE 8/12 Allegria EMU unit. Along with your electric motive unit, you also get a number of rolling stock, both in terms of cargo and in terms of passenger stock, as well as 5 scenarios with an authentic timetable to expand your train career with. And if you want to add this one to your Train Sim World 4 collection, you can pick this one up for $40 or your original equivalent, available now on Steam. Moving from Train Sim World 4, moving back into Train Simulator Classic. This week we saw a couple of releases. The first one of being the Tamns VTG Wagon Pack. So it give you some additional rolling stock for your train simulation experience. This gives 4 different designs of rolling stock, along with a number of different liveries, primarily the blue skin, but apparently does have a random skin feature with dynamic numbering to ensure variety when adding to scenarios. If you want to add this one to your collection, you can pick this one up for $5 or your original equivalent, available now on Steam. And finally, rounding out this first episode of the NovaWrap for 2024, and to mark our return to our weekly series, we saw this week released for Train Simulator Classic the release of the Amtrak AEM-7 electric motive unit. So this is an iconic rolling stock, was an iconic train from Amtrak, first produced in the 1970s. In 1973, when they were ordered. They ordered these to come through, and would actually serve through into the 2000s after receiving an upgrade in 1999. Now, along with a highly accurate rendition of the electromotive unit, both internally and externally, with authentic performance controls and sounds, it also includes a number of rolling stock. You get Amtrak Fleet 1 coach and cafe cars, as well as locomotive and Amfleet cars in Amtrak Phase 3 and Phase 4 liveries. You also get 4 career scenarios, 2 each for the New York to New Haven and the Washington DC to Baltimore route add-ons, if you have those in your collection. And if you wanted to add this train to your collection, you pick this one up for $20 or your original equivalent, available now on Steam. With that now does round out the first episode back of the NovaWrap. And thank you. I do want to say a huge thank you to everybody for having patience with me. I know we have been gone for far longer than I had planned to be gone for, but we are back now. I am settled in to the new continent that I've moved to, and I'm looking forward to continuing to bring you the new releases for the simulation world moving forward. All right, folks, thanks very much for watching. Take care, safe skies to all, and we'll see you next time. Bye for now.